Peace everybody, what's good? This is our boy Coach Malik Williams, and you are now tuned to New Media Today USA Boxing. Let's go! Alright everybody, look, I'm gonna get straight to the goddamn point. Now, somebody sent me this interview that Jabba the Hutt did, aka 7 Sports TV, with Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, ex-WBC heavyweight champion, and Malik Scott, the guy who took a dive against me, Deontay Wilder years ago when he fought. I like Malik Scott though, not gonna lie, seemed like a very intelligent brother, very articulate. Deontay Wilder seemed like he was in a really good mood. So someone sent me this interview. I had several people send me this interview, sent me DMs on my Instagram, wanted me to cover the topic. I haven't seen the video. I just got through looking at the video about 20 minutes ago. This is what I think. I wrote down a bunch of notes. The journalist in me always take notes, and I analyzed and I listened very well to everything Malik Scott said, the questions that were asked by Jabba the Hutt, and everything that Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder said, aka the Twerkinator. Now, let me address some things. As you can see, I got my pad here. Anybody who follows this channel know when I pull out the pad, I mean business. Now, I have a list of, I want to say 25 things that I wrote down. No, separate things. I'm going to address them one by one. Now, let's get right into it. The first thing that I discovered, Malik Scott was asked the question. Malik said that Wilder has been through 3 training camps leading up to the Fury fight. That's a serious, I found that very interesting because we heard last year that Wilder had surgeries, he had a dent in the side of his head, so I'm pretty sure he had to allow that dent to heal inside of his head, and then he had bicep surgery, or whatever the case may be. Never heard it from Wilder. We heard that he had a dent in the side of his head for Wilder, but about the bicep surgery and all this stuff there, didn't hear anything about that. But we heard from Malik Scott in this interview that Wilder had 3 training camps. He was getting ready all throughout last year, 2020, to fight Tyson Fury. Why that fight haven't materialized, I have no idea. But that's a no. 3 training camps. So that means Wilder was training, preparing mentally and physically to fight Tyson Fury. So the narrative was Wilder wasn't ready, he wasn't doing this, he wasn't doing that. He was quiet because he was humbled, he got his ass whooped. You see what I'm saying? But he had 3 training camps last year getting ready to fight Tyson Fury. Now in this interview, Wilder said that he always knew that he was going to win the arbitration and that he is now 100% focused on knocking out Tyson Fury. Wilder knew he had a strong case. The Alphabet Boy community has been saying this, even though those boys lie 1,000 times a day, throughout the day. They got one thing right, and now they think they, Nostradamus or somebody. But that's neither here nor there. I give them what credit is due. They stuck to their story. Good on you, Alphabet Boys, right? But Wilder said he's focused on Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, if you're watching this video, you have a focused and determined Deontay Wilder. You need to worry about that. If you are a fan of Tyson Fury, you need to worry about a well-focused Deontay Wilder. If you think that you're going to get the same Wilder in the 3rd fight that you got in the 2nd fight, or even in the 1st fight, you sadly mistaken. I honestly believe that. But let's go on. Number 3, Malik Scott said that there's no doubt in his mind that Wilder is going to be the two-time WBC heavyweight champion of the world. He said there's no doubt in his mind. Mr. Malik Scott, sir, with all due respect, you're supposed to say that. If you train Deontay Wilder, and you are Team Deontay Wilder, if you say anything other than you are fully confident that Wilder's going to be the 2-time WBC heavyweight champion of the world, I would think less of you. You're supposed to say that. You're on this team. I'm pretty sure if I asked Sugar Hill that, he would say the same thing about Tyson Fury. Number 4, Wilder says that he has not fired Jat Deas. Kind of funny though. The black man Mark Breland, which Wilder's pro-black, got fired for quote-unquote spiking your water, which you had no proof of, which was a lie. But you kept the white guy, Jat Deas, not trying to make it racial, but Wilder did make some racial undertones in this interview, but that's neither here nor there. Jat Deas is still there. The guy who watched Tyson Fury quote-unquote, cheat, put air weights in his glove, and take the padding out of his glove. You still got that guy on your team. Wow. That's power to the people for you. Number 5, Wilder said he is having a great training camp, and his mindset is so different for this fight. I bet it is. Because you have been thoroughly humiliated and embarrassed by Tyson Fury and a lot of their fans, and a lot of people who made videos, including myself, about all the excuses that you made. So you should be motivated. And if any video that I made has motivated you to tighten your ass up, to get back in the ring and beat Tyson Fury, you're welcome, brother. I'm glad that I was able to assist you in getting your mind right. Number 6, Wilder also said that Fury is the only person that's been on his mind the entire time, and that he's going to disfigure him to the point to where his mother won't even recognize him if she sees him. That's a whole lot of anger right there. Deontay Wilder has bad intentions for all you Tyson Fury fans out there. The man has bad intentions. The man from Alabama, who has the right hand of a Titan, has bad intentions for the Gypsy King. This is good. You don't want to know why this is good? Because we're going to get an action-packed fight. Again, I say that this fight is going to do very well in the U.S. Why? Because of the drama. Because of all of the accusations that the fans have yet to see proof that has been presented by Deontay Wilder. And I emphasize by Deontay Wilder. Because I don't want to hear nothing that young Pharaoh has showed. I don't want to hear nothing that the Alphabet Boys have showed. I want to hear what Deontay Wilder is showing himself. He has yet to show proof to his fans. But that's okay. Number 7, Wilder said that he's going to decapitate Tyson Fury when he gets him in the ring. You're supposed to say that. And if you do, good for you. Because you need to decapitate Tyson Fury. Because he embarrassed you on Black History Month in front of all of your Wakandaites, in front of all of your people. So if those are your intentions, hopefully for you, brother, you can carry that out. But you should say that, Wilder. You should say that. And you have bad intentions that you intend on expressing and doing to Tyson Fury. So if you are a Fury fan, are you worried that Deontay Wilder says he's going to decapitate Tyson Fury? If you are Tyson Fury, are you worried that Deontay Wilder said he's going to decapitate you, sir? Only time will tell. Let's look at number 8. Number 8, Wilder says that Fury has nowhere to run and nowhere to hide, and that he is prepared and his mind is strong. Tyson Fury, you tried to run off and fight Anthony Joshua. Deontay Wilder said, get over here. Brought you back over here like Scorpio or Mortal Kombat. You couldn't run. Now you got to face the man you tried to run away from, Tyson Fury, right? You tried to run away and fight Anthony Joshua. Understandably so, for the money. There was a lot of money he was going to make, right? Some say that you didn't really want to fight Anthony Joshua. You just used his name for clout. Me, I am one of the main ones who said that you was clout chasing Anthony Joshua. And I still stand on that. Not saying that you didn't want to fight him, but I still say you clout chase Anthony Joshua. But the good news is we're going to get a good fight between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. Is the twerking lady going to prevail and knock Tyson Fury out? Or will the Gypsy Queen prevail and knock out the twerking lady? That is yet, we will see that July 24th. As you can see, I have no dog in the fight. I'm not a fan of Deontay Wilder, and I'm not a fan of Tyson Fury. Whoever wins, may the best man win. That's how I see it. Wilder says they put hatred in his heart, and that he is now seeking revenge on Tyson Fury. So all of the news reports, all of the videos by me and other people, he has put hatred in his heart for Tyson Fury. All of the stuff that Tyson Fury has said has put hatred in his heart, and now he's looking for revenge. That's good. Hatred is a good motivator in order to win fights. So I like that. I like the fact that you hate your opponent. This is the fight game. This is the hurt business. I don't want nobody falling in love with each other. I want to see hatred. I want to see bad intentions when you're fighting. Just keep your mind. Don't let your emotions get in the way of executing the game plan well. And if you're a Tyson Fury, don't let your emotions get in the way of executing the game plan. Because the one who gets too emotional will get clipped at the end. Number 10, Wilder said that this is a new me and he wants retaliation. He said this is a new him and he wants retaliation. So that means we shouldn't hear any excuses if he loses. This is a new Wilder. He wants retaliation. And I think Wilder is training very hard to execute and execute and execute everything that he said he's going to do in that interview with Jabba the Hutt. Number 11, Wilder said that Fury's white privilege, here comes the racial element. Wilder says that Fury's white privilege allowed him to get away with a lot in their fight, hinting at cheating. Here we go. Now you guys know how I feel about the race hustle. Now, Wilder says that Tyson Fury's white privilege allowed him to get away with a lot of stuff. The only problem with that is Wilder has fought a lot of white boxers throughout his career. But this one white boxer, Wilder feels that because of his complexion, because he's white, that powers that be allowed him to get away with a lot of stuff. That's what he says. I don't agree with that, but it is what it is. I understand the Wakanda mentality. Trust me, I used to be on that side 24 and a half years in the Nation of Islam, so I know exactly where you're coming from. Number 12, Malik Scott said that he loves the chemistry between him and Wilder, and he is guaranteeing a victory. You supposed to say that, sir. Malik Scott, you supposed to say that. You speak it, receive it, believe it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. However Deontay Wilder said it, right? You supposed to say that, sir. You're on this team. You're the new head manager, the new head trainer. You weaseled your way, y'all got Mark Breland out, and now Malik Scott, you in that spot right now. I hope you win, though. I hope you win. I really do. Number 13, Wilder says that he was never depressed and that he never asked for step-aside money. So for all you people said that Wilder was asking for step-aside money, the man said out his own mouth he wasn't asking for step-aside money. Period. He said he want revenge, right? So the step-aside money came from lying-ass Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury said that Wilder asked for step-aside money, didn't provide any proof of that. Wilder said he never asked for step-aside money. I'm more inclined to believe Deontay Wilder. I believe Deontay Wilder on this because the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury, he lies a lot. We know this. He says that you never know if I'm lying or telling the truth because when I'm lying, people think I'm telling the truth, and when I'm telling the truth, people think I'm lying. Right? So I kind of believe Deontay Wilder on that aspect. He don't want the step-aside money. The boy say he want revenge. The boy from Alabama. Number 14, Wilder said that he is in shape and this trilogy is going to be different from the first and the second fight. Wilder also said that he wanted Malik Scott to be his trainer for a long time now. This is probably the reason why he fired Mark Breland. This is probably the reason why he wanted to get rid of Mark Breland anyways, because he wanted Malik Scott to be his head trainer. And there's no telling what kind of words that Malik Scott was whispering in his ear to help Deontay Wilder come up with the decision to let me go ahead and get rid of Mark Breland. I kind of feel like Malik Scott kind of weaseled his way into there because he's a very good talker. Malik Scott is a good talker. He seemed like a good brother. I like Malik Scott, even though he took a dive against Deontay Wilder when they fought. Wilder hit him on the glove and he fell down and just laid there. You know what I mean? But that's neither here nor there. Malik Scott seems like he's a good brother. I like Malik Scott. I have criticism for him, but I do like Malik Scott. Have no hatred in my heart for Malik Scott or Deontay Wilder at all. But it's kind of ironic that Wilder always wanted Malik Scott to be his trainer. Malik Scott is now there. They're talking about snakes in the grass, and they got a whole new team and all this stuff there. Mark Breland is out the way, and now you the head trainer. You are an opportunist, Malik Scott. And if you are that, there's nothing wrong with that, sir. But you are an opportunist. I'm going to call it the way I see it. Number 15, Malik Scott says that Wilder will have proper punch placement against Fury in this fight. So Wilder will not be loading up on the right hand like he's been doing his entire career. This fight, he's going to become a totally different, new transformed fighter. Can that happen? It's a possibility. Will he stick to the script? It's a possibility. I doubt it, but it is a possibility. But who knows? Maybe the Bronze Bomber can come through and make it happen. Execute that game plan. Number 16, Malik Scott says that Wilder was always injured in all of his fights. Now Wilder is fully healed, so he can have no excuses. Now, I added the no excuses part. He said that Wilder has been injured in most of every fight that he's ever fought in. When he fought Ortiz, he was injured, was sick, had the flu, all kind of stuff, right? When he fought every fight, most of the fights he's had, Wilder has always been injured. But this fight, he is fully healed. So I don't want to hear no excuses. I don't want to hear no glove gate, twerk gate, baby mama gate, costume gate, Teenage Mutant Ninja Power Ranger gate. I don't want to hear no water bottle gate, referee gate, or any version of glove gate. I don't want to hear any of that stuff because you said out of your mouth on Jabba the Hutt's channel that you are fully healed. And that's what I expect. All right, now, number 17. Malik Scott make a valid point on this one, on number 17. Fury couldn't finish Wilder when Wilder wasn't 100% and was still standing on his feet when the fight was stopped. That's true. That is true. Wilder was on his feet when Mark Breland threw the towel in. Wilder was getting the brakes beat off of him. Now I'm going to show you some contradictory stuff that he said in this interview. He said in this interview that I find very, very ironic about the mask that he had on his face. We're going to talk about that. But Fury could not knock Deontay Wilder out. His corner threw the towel in. But I will say this, if his corner hadn't thrown the towel in, Kenny Bates was going to stop the fight anyways. We see this. He was going to stop the fight anyways. So he went out on his feet. I will say that. Congratulations to you, Deontay Wilder. Wilder also said that he ain't got to worry about if he died in the ring or something like that of the sort, because his family is well taken care of. He said that Fury will have to kill him in that ring on July 24th. Be careful what you wish for, sir. Be careful what you wish for. Number 18. Wilder said that he felt so weak when he took off his helmet, his face mask, when he was in the second fight. He said that his costume outfit that he wore that night kind of wore his legs out, right? But he said that when he took off his mask, he felt so weird. He felt so weak. Why did you feel weak when you took the mask off, Deontay Wilder? That's no excuse, because you put the mask on. Tyson Fury didn't put the mask on your face. Jat Deas didn't put the mask on your face. Mark Breland didn't put the mask on your face. You did. So that's your fault if you felt weak. Now, I will say this. Wilder did not look the same that night when he fought Tyson Fury. He didn't. Irregardless of what any of the Tyson Fury fans may say, in my eyes, from what I'm seeing, I have seen Wilder fight about 10 times. I've never seen him look like that. He looked very strange that night. He didn't look the same. Am I making an excuse for him? Hell to the no. What the hell I look like making an excuse for a nigga from Alabama that's 6'7", ex-heavyweight champion of the world? Nah, this is the gladiator sport. You don't make excuses in the gladiator sport. You bounce back, rebound, and you come right back at it. But he didn't look the same. I will say that. Why he didn't look the same, I have no idea. But I don't want to hear no excuses, and don't throw Mark Breland under the damn bus. But you already did that. Successful. And you kept Jat Deas, the white man. The irony in that. Anyways, number 19. In Wilder's defense, I will say this. He did not look the same to me at all, but that's no excuse for the loss, right? He has to do everything that he said he's going to do in this interview in his third fight. So everything that you said you're going to do, Mr. Wilder, I'm going to hold you to it. Because I'm one of your biggest critics, right? I'm one of your biggest critics. I'm one of Tyson Fury's biggest critics. I'm one of any boxer's biggest critics who make excuses. You see what I'm saying? Because I love the sport of boxing more than I love a particular fight. Believe that. I have no love affair with any boxer in the sport of boxing today. I love the sport of boxing too much to fall in love with one fight. I have a lot of fighters I like. I have some of my favorite fighters, but I'm not in love with none of you fighters. Any of y'all can get it at any given time as it relates to me, Coach Malachi Williams, with New Media Today USA Boxing. Number 20, Malik Scott said Wilder is one of the greatest of all time in his opinion because he is so stubborn. And he compared Wilder to Ali. Wow. I don't even know what to say about that. Number 1, Mr. Malik Scott. You, sir, I got a great deal of respect for you, sir. And you said this is your opinion, but I totally disagree with your opinion. You said you think Wilder's one of the greatest of all time. Of course he is. He's hired you. He's paying you to train him. You're supposed to say all these sweet things to make Deontay Wilder feel good so you can keep getting that check and keep being that lead trainer. So let's not make it seem like you're not being biased and slanted in saying this. You're saying this because Deontay Wilder fired Mark Breland and now he's paying you to be the lead trainer. Your job is to tell him whatever he wants to hear in order to keep getting that check. You ain't wrong for that. I'm not knocking the hustle. Number 21, Malik Scott said that while Fury was doing all of this partying with Sugar Hill and in Vegas and in Miami with Adrian Broner and stuff, Wilder was being quiet, studying film on Fury, and preparing to beat Fury's ass. Woo! Mr. Malik Scott, sir, you dropped the bomb on that one. Out of this entire interview, I love what you said the most in that. while Tyson Fury was partying with Sugar Hill, partying with Adrian Broner in Miami, drinking it up, living it up, doing the thug thizzle. You see what I'm saying? Wilder was quiet. Quiet as a church mouse, wasn't saying nothing. Ass whoopers under you like that, right? Wilder was using all of that as fuel to get Fury. He wants Fury. He's focused on Fury. There's nothing more powerful than a well-made-up mind, a determined mind. You see what I'm saying? Deontay Wilder got embarrassed on Black History Month. He got the brakes beat off of him. A white boy beat your black ass in front of all of your black Wakanda ice in Las Vegas. Why am I saying this? Because you made this racial. Before the fight, you made it racial. In this interview, you were to talk about he has the complexion for protection. So you keeping it racial. So since you brought it up, I'ma finish it. White boy beat your ass. That's what hurt you more than anything. On Black History Month, with your all black costume on, in front of the BLM rapper who was coming in rapping black this and black that, you got your ass whooped. Right? Now, did you look like the same fighter? No, you didn't, sir. I will give you credit for that. Something was wrong with Deontay Wilder, and I will acknowledge that. But I would not use that as an excuse for you. You lost. Period. Number 22. Wilder says that he has a great team now, and Malik Scott says that Deontay Wilder is the closest boxer to Muhammad Ali in the sport of boxing right now today. Nigga, please. You better never put Deontay Wilder and Ali name in the same breath. This is what I'm saying. This is your opinion, Malik Scott. But my opinion is you better never put Deontay Wilder and Ali in the same breath. Child to the please. There's no comparison. No comparison at all. I totally disagree with you on that. You right now are shilling for Deontay Wilder. Do I like Malik Scott? Of course I do. He seems like a nice brother. He's a very intelligent brother. I like the brother. But just because I like you do not mean that I will not criticize you for saying some dumbass shit, in my opinion. That's dumb as hell. Don't never say Wilder and Ali name in the same breath. Never. In my opinion. Number 23. Wilder said that the powers that be tried to bury him in the sport of boxing. Now, Wilder make a valid point on that. Reason why I say make a valid point on that because in his opinion, it seemed like when he lost, everybody turned against him. Right? Everybody turned against him. That's what it seemed like. What Wilder failed to realize is a lot of people who turned against you because of the excuses that you made. And to this day, you ain't brought no doggone evidence as to all of the things that you made. You ain't bring evidence that Mark Breland spiked the water. You didn't bring evidence that the referee, Kenny Bayless, was a crab in the bucket and wanted to see you lose. You haven't brought any evidence that Tyson Fury had egg waste in his glove and he took cushion out of his glove. You ain't bring no evidence of none of that stuff. And you didn't bring evidence of, what else it was? 2 different versions of water bottle gate. The 2 different versions. Oh yeah, you got mad at Bob Breland for throwing the towel in. But again, if you really believe that Tyson Fury had egg waste in his glove and he crushed your skull, if you really believe that, then you should have been happy that Mark Breland threw the towel in and saved you from receiving further damage in the ring. So, but he said that the powers that be tried to bury him. He make a valid point on that. I don't agree with that, but he make a valid point. Because if I was in Deontay Wilder's shoes and I had all these conspiracies in my head and I had all these yes men around me telling me everything that I want to hear because I couldn't accept defeat, then guess what? I would believe that also. Number 24, Malik Scott said that he will bet his life that Wilder will become 2-time heavyweight champion of the world. Sir, never bet your life on some bullshit like that. Because what if Wilder loses? And Wilder loses, you say you'll bet your life, you'll be a dead man. Because just because Deontay Wilder is mean, he's from Alabama, he got that right hand, and because he has the black melanated skin or brown skin from Alabama, it doesn't mean that he's going to get in there and beat Tyson Fury. And if he don't beat Tyson Fury, then what? What you going to do, Malik Scott? Are you going to kill yourself? I doubt that. So never go to the extreme on that. This is what I'm saying. I won't bet my life on no damn boxing match. Fool. You see what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. I like Malik Scott, but I got to call him out on that right there. But if that's how he feels, so be it. So Malik Scott, I hope like hell Deontay Wilder wins, sir. Because if he loses, I expect to be coming to your funeral. Number 25. Wilder said that Hearn knew about the arbitration and that they tried, when he say tried, he's talking about Bob Arum, Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn, and Tyson Fury to promote a fight that they knew was not going to happen. Let me end it right there. Wilder makes a valid point. He knew that he had a contract that Tyson Fury was contractually obligated to be bound to. Eddie Hearn comes in, being ambitious, trying to make a fight happen, not sticking his hand in the Kool-Aid and don't know what the flavor is, right? Listening to Bob Arum, lying ass Bob Arum. Eddie Hearn, you try to make a fight, knowing damn well that Wilder and Fury had this arbitration going on. And you believe Bob Arum. And I thank Eddie Hearn that you believed Bob Arum because you wanted to believe him. Your ambition, because you wanted to make a fight happen so bad that you ignored all of the red flags. You knew that Deontay Wilder had an arbitration case going on with Tyson Fury. You knew that Bob Arum is the snake of all snakes. You knew that Bob Arum is the liar of all liars. You knew that Bob Arum is the crook of all crooks, the con game, a con man of all cons. You knew that Bob Arum is a piece of feces. You knew that Bob Arum is one of the worst human beings on the planet Earth. And he's still breathing at 90 years old. And you still took his word and tried to make a fight happen, knowing damn well, like Deontay Wilder said, that he had an ongoing arbitration with this guy. And you believe Bob Arum. That was your fault, Eddie Hearn. And I fault you for that. But you learned a valuable lesson from that, Eddie Hearn. So Wilder was right about that. There's some things that Wilder said in the interview that I agree with. I saw the whole 51-minute interview from the beginning to the end because somebody sent it to me, one of my subscribers. Thank you, brother, for sending that out to me. My brother Bernardi. Thank you for sending it out to me, Bernardi. So I say all that to say this. Tyson Fury, sir, you've been partying. You've been talking. You said you got Wilder's mojo and his balls in your pocket. Sir, Tyson Fury and Tyson Fury fans and fanboys, this is for you. You better hope like hell the Gypsy King wins. Because if the Gypsy King loses, or if the Gypsy King gets knocked out, this will be validation to Deontay Wilder, the Alphabet Boys, and the entire Wakanda Nation. And they're going to party like it's 1999. They're going to say, we told you he cheated the last fight. And this is our vindication. And I'm going to tell you something. For all you Tyson Fury fans, if you think in your mind, if you think because this fight is going to be like the second fight, you are sadly mistaken. You are making a tactical error. Sometimes you can be overconfident and get your ass knocked out. Period. You see what I'm saying? Fury better understand that this is going to be the hardest and toughest fight of his life. He better understand that. Yes, Tyson Fury has better skills from a boxing standpoint than Deontay Wilder. I cannot deny that. He does. But guess what? The dog that's the hungriest is going to get the steak at the end of the fight. And if Deontay Wilder is that angry, that motivated, that focused on one guy, one man, one object only, and that's Tyson Fury, if he's that focused, and that's the energy that he needs in order to overcome this battle, this fight that he's going to have on July 24th, then guess what? Tyson Fury, you might be in trouble. Tyson Fury, sir, overconfidence will get your ass put to sleep. Do not think that you will see the same Deontay Wilder in his third fight that you saw in the second fight. Again, with me, I don't have a dog in the race. I'm not with the Alphabet Boy community. I'm not on Team Wilder side. I'm not with Tyson Fury team. I'm not on their side. I'm right in the middle. You see what I'm saying? I'm not a fan of neither one of them. As far as I'm concerned, they can go ahead and duke it out. May the best man win. So when I give my opinion, it's going to be very objective. Because I don't have no bias towards Wilder. I don't have no bias towards Tyson Fury. Truth be told, both of them are good fighters. But Wilder, to me, Fury is a better boxer. Wilder is a damn good fighter. May the best man win July 24th. Other than that, guys, I have to say this. This is my prediction. I predict that if Tyson Fury does not take this fight seriously, Tyson Fury gonna get his ass knocked out. I really believe that. If he don't take this seriously, if he's still partying with Adrian Broner, if he's still overconfident, he gonna get his ass put to sleep. And I would say this, for Deontay Wilder, and his fans and his fanboys, I know y'all don't like me, but it don't matter to me. Care nothing about you, myself. If Wilder comes in so full of rage, so full of anger, and he can't keep his emotions in check, he gonna get his ass beat. He won't get beat like he did in the second fight, but he gonna lose to a decisive decision in a 12-round decision. So Wilder, sir, you have to win this fight. Wilder fans and fanboys, your boy better win this fight, because if he don't, what would be your excuse then? You will have no more excuses, because you don't ran out of excuses. Another question before I end this video. How has Deontay Wilder skull healed? He said it was fractured. He had a dent in his skull. Is it better now? Is he afraid? What kind of psychological effect did that ass whooping that he won in the second fight is going to have in his third fight? And if Deontay Wilder knew that it was something wrong with him before he stepped in the ring in the second fight, maybe that ass whooping would not have a psychological effect on him, because he knew he wasn't right in the second fight. Who knows? We'll see. But other than that, this is our boy Coach Malik Williams, representing for New Media Today, USA. Boxing and peace.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go. Come on.